Hello. I see you've arrived. Welcome. Not to worry. You're in a safe space here. I understand you are a very special guest. And in turn, I will be showing you a bit of magic and history relating to the charmed ones. You've heard of them, yes? You must be very important to be allowed to see and work with the Halliwell sisters' Book of Shadows. Well, this book of theirs not only holds a lot of their family magic, history, stories, enemies, and other knowledge that any witch would be grateful to have. Right. Well, we will not have time to make it through the whole book today, so you will require more sessions, but not to worry. We will be reciting some of the spells or going over some of the magic within this Book of Shadows. But the walls around us are spelled to protect us from this particular magic, as we are just learning today and not casting. Alright, shall we begin? Was there something specific you were asked to learn about the charmed ones? General knowledge. Well, every witch or family may have their Book of Shadows. As you can see, this particular Book of Shadows was created in 1693, part of the Halliwell line. May be variations of magic, similar but different within the book. For instance, this particular spell enchants to give the charmed ones their magic. And this here is a shorter version of that spell. look at this one here, the full interpretation of the spell. Hear now the words of the witches, the secrets we hid in the night. The oldest of gods are invoked here, the great work of magic is sought. In this night and in this hour, I call upon the ancient power. Bring your powers to we sisters three. We want the power. Give us the power. For a lot of the magic relating to the charmed ones, you will find the triquetra. Do not think that the art is just simply that, artwork. There's hidden meanings in every page of a witch's Book of Shadows. And as I said, this is a similar version, a spell for invoking the power of three. Here we have history. Speaking of Melinda Warren, was the start of the Halliwell line many years ago, long before the charmed ones. She is. Melinda Warren. Now, she possessed all three powers that the charmed ones share. Telekinesis, moving things with their mind, freezing time, and the power of premonition. The charmed ones inherited that down to each sister. Every page, not everything is quite as positive. As you can see here, this page speaks of Matthew Tate. Matthew Tate is a warlock who stole Melinda Warren's love and burned her in the Salem witch hunts. She cursed him into the heart locket, where he could spend eternity knowing the sting of betrayal. Only a descendant of Melinda could free him. Matthew's gift is to copy the power of any good witch when it's used against him. Once he's copied a power, it has no effect on him. As a warlock, he is able to blink, which means to be at one place and then another in a blink of an eye. Some knowledge of warlocks, demons, and other enemies that the Halliwell sisters and the whole Warren line have faced. Knowledge. History, not just magic. is more dedicated to Melinda Warren. More history, if you will. Melinda Warren, the daughter of Charlotte, and the creator of this Book of Shadows, born October 31st, 1670, outside of a rural village in the colony of Virginia. She later moved to Salem, Massachusetts. Betrayed by her lover, the Warlock Matthew Tate, she was burned at the stake in the Salem witch trials of 1692. Before her death, Melinda enacted her revenge on Matthew. On the day of her death, Melinda foretold the prophecy of the Charmed Ones. You may kill me, but you cannot kill my kind. I vow that with each generation of Warren witches will grow stronger, culminating in the arrival of 3 sisters. These 3 sisters will be the most powerful witches the world has ever known. They will destroy all kinds of evil and shall be called the Charmed Ones. And a note from her daughter. Skipping ahead in their family history, the Halliwell Manor holds a very specific point of magic and historical value for the Charmed Ones. Its location is on a spiritual nexus, of course. So, their home itself is quite magical. Halliwell Manor, originally built in 1898, Manor was rebuilt after the Great Earthquake of San Francisco destroyed the original structure. It is exactly situated in the corner of the 5 spiritual elements: water, the bay water; fire, natural hot springs; wood, wrenwood, named after the type of tree that grew there when it was a stiff forest; earth, the Twin Peaks, the highest point in San Francisco; metal, the site where early pioneers panned for gold. The 5 elements make up a pentagram, with Halliwell Manor in the center. The Nexus and its shadow were claimed for the use of good, and are situated in the basement. The Book of Shadows and other magical supplies are kept in the attic, and many of the Charmed Ones potions are brewed in the kitchen. Different points in the Halliwell Manor for different points of magic. Using the spiritual nexus for good, and the 5 elements creating the pentagram. This is more of the history of the Nexus and the pentagram, as we just discussed. The earthquake of 1906 in San Francisco. Lord of War. His army invincible swept through, leaving nothing but ash in his wake. The cause would have been lost had it not been for the appearance of unlikely savior in the form of a woman. Her face lined with years of wisdom, her hands a fountainhead of power beyond belief, the Warren Witch. Brianna appeared unarmed before the conquering army. Underestimating his foe, the Lord of War ordered her execution, but his plan was not to be. Holding aloft of her hands the source of her tremendous energy, her mind focused, and her will strong, Brianna did what no man, no army, no one could. She sent the crystal sword of the Lord of War high into the sky and hundreds of miles away. Separated from the weapon that was the source of his power, the Lord of War was quickly defeated, his armies crushed, and his campaign ruined. Moreover, the fall from grace of his Lord of War was maybe even worse in the eyes of those who stood in judgment, by the instrument of his destruction, a simple witch. Another descendant of Melinda Warren, Brianna Warren, before the name turned Halliwell. Here we have information about Whitelighters, who you could say is a bit of a guardian angel for good witches. Yes. Whitelighters. The Whitelighters are guides, messengers, a type of guardian angel for good witches. They were once mortal with good hearts who devoted their lives to helping others. When they died, the elders came to them and made them Whitelighters, giving them changes to watch over and protect. They have many powers, including the power to sense those in their care, heal them, and orb to whatever they want to be. Their powers are triggered by love, and they can also hide their changes from some evil beings. They can speak whatever language their charges are using. However, their powers are only for others and cannot be used on themselves. There are rules to being a Whitelighter. You must attend a mandatory weekly meeting with the elders, are not supposed to eat on the job, and are required to wear robes when in the presence of the elders. They even have their own language with which to communicate. A charge's call always takes precedent. Above all, a Whitelighter must never become romantically involved with their charges. If you know the history of the charmed ones, that doesn't always work out for Patty Halliwell or Piper Halliwell. Having already died, Whitelighters are almost immortal. The only thing that can kill them is the poison from a Darklighter's arrow. There is no known cure for this except healing from another Whitelighter. Killing a Whitelighter will enable a Darklighter or any other evil being to obtain a Whitelighter's powers. This is extremely dangerous since it puts the elders in danger. You can see the opposite side. Darklighters. Darklighters seduce innocent women. Their goal is to create evil throughout reproduction. Their power is in their hand, and when they choose to, they have the touch of death. They also use crossbows with poisoned arrows, which work slowly but is fatal to Whitelighters, and can only be reversed by another Whitelighter. There are 3 known types of Darklighters: the general, described above, trackers who work as bounty hunters and specialize in finding fallen Whitelighters, and those who drive future Whitelighters to commit suicide, which is the only way to prevent them becoming one. They curse their victims, bringing self-doubt and bad luck, the kind that hurts other people. They reinforce this by preying on their thoughts, making them believe they are responsible for all the pain around them, and using telepathic suggestion to drive them into committing suicide. To find a Darklighter, you need a Whitelighter, since they are able to sense each other. Here you have to vanquish a Darklighter. This is a particular potion, and how to brew it, the ingredients, and how to put it fully together. Yes, potions are in this Book of Shadows as well. Other added pages. Some even in different languages. We have translations for them if you are interested. Dragon. Looking into Chinese history. Ways to banish away an ailment using an amulet. List of herbs here. Yes, there are many herbs the witch can use and make note of in her Book of Shadows. Here we have a few that have been added throughout the years. Shall we read some? Apples can be used in spells for love and healing. The core of the fruit forms a natural pentagram. Cardamom can also be used for spells of lust and love. Carrot seed helps with fertility. Chamomile relaxes the nervous system. Cupid's dart is strictly aromantic and serves no magical purpose. Eucalyptus can rejuvenate the body and the spirit. Hypsos is used for purification spells. Laurel leaf will block the path of evil. Lavender is one of the most ingredients in love spells. The fragrant plant is often used by midwives to ease childbirth. Liverwort is used in spells of love and protection. Mandrake is believed to be the most magical of all herbs. The mandrake root is the most powerful herb of love magic as well as the deadliest. Patchouli oil is used for balance and confidence. Rosemary is an herb of love, enchantment, and can be used in spells provoking lust. Sage is an herb of immortality, protection, and wish magic. St. John's wort is a medicinal herb that protects against evil. Toadflax is used for breaking hexes. As I said, there are so many herbs that a witch can use within her potions and spells, but they are some noted in this particular Book of Shadows. Exorcisms. Familiars. Have you heard of such? Oh, fascinating creatures, really. Familiars are enchanted creatures who follow and guide new witches to protect them while they learn the craft. While they are often cats, other animals like dogs, rabbits, horses, and snakes can be familiars as well. Familiars are naturally attuned to the seasons and phases of the moon and can be helpful in teaching the young witch a heightened awareness of her environment. The Halliwell sisters had a cat named Kit that was their familiar. Muses. A positive creature. Surely you've heard of muses before, in a general sense or in a magical way. Beings pure light, whose sole purpose is to inspire people's passions and creatings. Like angels, they guide us with an unseen hand of inspiration. Unlike Whitelighters, muses are invisible to their charges and can only be seen by other angelic beings. Dragon Warlock. Enchantment spell. Speak these words to enchant an object. Magic forces far and wide, enchant these so those can't hide. Allow this witch to use there so she can reveal the evil within. I believe Phoebe used these on a pair of sunglasses. Time loops. Time loop is a period of time that repeats itself over and over again. Sometimes a loop is localized to a specific place or group, but at other time loops, effects can be felt globally. A few magical beings are powerful enough to create time loops, such as Tempest, the devil sorcerer, but the causes of a loop can be more cosmic. For example, certain spiritual traditions believe that a great evil or great injustice can be cursed into a time loop until righted. Once the evil has been eliminated or the injustice has been corrected, time will stop repeating itself and again move forward for those who are trapped in the time loop. Things that are yearned for: wisdom, balance, unbecoming, abundance, healing, faithfulness, comfort, vitality, health, patience, love, truth, fertility, peace, courage, stability. Truth spell. For those who want the truth revealed, open hearts and secrets unsealed, from now until it's now again, after which the memory ends. Those who now are in this house will hear the truth from others' mouths. This particular spell works is anyone that is in the house when the spell occurs. If they ask you a question, you have to answer truthfully. Or if they ask each other a question, you have to answer truthfully. For the 24-hour period, and then the memories of all of the questions, well, poof away. Exchanging powers. What's mine is yours, what's yours is mine. Let our powers cross the line. I offer up my gift to share. Switch our powers through the air. Any type of being can do that. It's been used for witch to whitelighter, witch to demon, witch to witch. Switch magical abilities. Here's secret thoughts. Piece of magic and the rearing of a child. A child is the frailest and most innocent of all innocents. It is therefore unlawful and unnatural to use magic to change what is the nature of a child. Before casting a spell that affects a child, the witch must ask herself, am I doing this for the child, or am I doing this for myself? For the witch who is bothered by the noise of a child and would seek to use magic, bring forth peace and quiet, this tone can only say one thing. Sometimes a baby just has to cry. I believe Penny Halliwell, the Charmed One's grandmother, added this. They're mostly raised by their grandmother. Their mother passed. Call blood to blood. A family member, yes. Requires 3 sprigs of rosemary for remembrance, 2 tablespoons chopped ground holly for spirit calling, a pinch of cypress for longevity, 1 shredded yarrow root for contacting relatives. Let the herbs be prepared while the name of the loved one is repeated by the preparer. Place the herbs in a silver bowl. Lay in a treasure of the loved one, should one be available. With a knife, prick the left finger so the blood will flow straight from the heart. Add blood to the bowl, calling the name of the loved one and saying, blood of our blood, we summon thee. The loved one will be summoned in full wholeness and freshness of life. Knowledge. Scrying for something. Have you scryed before? Very simple. You have a map. Over a map, a crystal and a thread should flow. Name what is sought, and the point will show. So use the crystal to scry over the map, and the tip of the crystal should land on the point that you are searching for. Searching for other objects. Demons. I believe this is different varieties. Observations upon the nature, the number, and the operations of the devils. Aura, the soul energy that energy human possesses. Grimlocks. Destroy a grimlock. Cupid. Personal add-ons from various family members within the Warren line. Hecate, Queen of the Underworld, comes to Earth every 200 years. Her goal is to find an innocent man and put him under her spell to create a demonic spawn who will become the next heir of the underworld. Before impregnating herself, she must marry the innocent in a sanctified wedding. Once conceived, the spawn will look human, but internally and mentally the child will be demonic. Hecate's spell can only be broken by declaration of true love and sealed with a kiss. Honored 14th century Italian dagger is the only way to vanquish Hecate and her other demonic companions back to the underworld. Once vanquished, both her and the demon spawn will be obliterated for all eternity. Poltergeist, ghosts, poltergeist, and haunting in the categories of ghosts and spirits, influencers, poltergeists, apparitions, phantasms, hauntings, etc. Sending an evil ghost to judgment. A particular potion looks as if. Yeah, this particular potion must be cut some of the broken bones of the body. I believe it needs to be poured over the body. Circle. Need lavender, rosemary, 4 half apples. Make a circle around the thing you wish to protect. Throw 1 apple in each direction of the wind. Chant knowledge and reverence. Knowledge and reverence. Knowledge and reverence. Hopefully I'm not overwhelming you with information. We'll go over a few more pages and perhaps save the rest for another time. Spirit Eater. Oh, the classification is a demon, likes victims' destruction with the help of a human. Right. Spirit Extractor rips souls from humans, victims, rendering victims suggestible to demons' will. Spirit Killer forces good souls into suicide through telepathic suggestion. Spirit Mover intercepts those spirits moving through the astral plane and beyond them to their own dark purpose. Knowledge. To lure an evil spirit. Vanquish a ghost and return him to rest. To fight the evil spirit on the astral plane, it is necessary to join him in death. Mix the following: potion and grinding together. Once you take that, it will essentially stop your heart. Ash dash, spirit to spirit. Take his soul, banish this evil. After not more than 4 minutes, the dead one must be awakened. At least you become a spirit as well. Dangerous. Javna feeds 1 week out of every year, stealing the life force from the young by invoking the black magic power of the evil eye to gain eternal youth. And Demon of Fear, also known as Barbas. You can see the details of him here. Essentially using your greatest fears against you. Paralyzes you in fear to where the witch cannot fight back. For a while he was related to Friday the 13th as well, but he escaped those bounds. But that is Barbas there. Fear implication. a sleep spell perhaps you need. The collector. Collector is known for his passion of collecting one-of-a-kind figurines. 30 years ago, a witch cast a spell to make him as hideous on the outside as he was on the inside. He shrinks the victims down. Tempest, the devil's sorcerer. We had spoke of him before. Working with time loops. Manipulator of time, serving only his will always for evil's gain. Remove him from this time he's in. Perhaps we will study one more page. Oh, past life spell. Fascinating. To send you back to a past life of yours. Remove the chains of time and space, and make my spirit soar. Let these mortal arms embrace the life that haunts before. Alright. I believe that will be a good stopping point for us. I've overwhelmed you with so much information as it is. You can, of course, return, and we can look more at the Charmed One's Book of Shadows, if you see fit. Of course, try and rest. Allow the knowledge and magic to flow through.